Money. Joey. 500. Got some goats in the building.
Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We in Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. His fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. It's a Philly Shakedown.
Let's go.
I can't hear you.
Everybody do it. Dingbat here. And welcome to the season premiere of the Philly Shakedown Podcast. I was just waiting for Joey's reaction behind the scenes when it played the pie part of the intro. I put that in there just for that reaction.
I wasn't ready
that
for
was
it.
Hilarious. What is going on, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. Just been, charging the batteries, as you say, in the off season, and get ready for camp next week. We're here. It's already
here.
Exactly.
No more AJ in the intro. Yeah. That's true. I still got to take him out of a bunch of. I got 3 other ones to take him out of. But what is going on, everybody, man? I am excited. I was just telling Joey, man, it is good to be back. I missed this Shakedown podcast. I've missed doing stuff, man. I'm just ready to go. I feel good, rejuvenated, and it's going to be a crazy season. You know what I mean? Reese Brown, what's happening? Brandon, Bleeding Green, Nina, what's going on? Bruins, Eagles, Botox. Is that a bot? Bot Ricks, Jay of Dog, Tortyville, Carlos. Thank you for being here. Radiation Bots, Doll Princess of YouTube, still the Doll Princess of YouTube. What's happening? Philly 416 and everybody that is coming in. Thank you so much for being here for a new season of the Philly Shakedown Podcast. And what a season it's going to be. A season I feel like this is the year to shut a lot of people up, right? I think there's a lot of people that talked a lot of crap about the Eagles. And I think that this is the perfect year to shut them up, man. Shut them up.
You have you got a defense that's built up a little bit more, better than last year. You have an offensive coordinator. We're excited to see what Sean Mannion could do, see what this offense could be like without AJ Brown. And there's a lot to look forward to in this camp, no doubt.
Exactly. All right, so J-Dog wants to hear us talk about LeBron for a second. I didn't do a video on LeBron because I was up about an hour and a half away from here, so I couldn't do anything even if I wanted to. But my thoughts on LeBron coming to the Sixers is I am absolutely in utter shock. I had no belief that it would actually go down. I never thought it would happen. I thought he was using us. And I am super excited. And I think, the fact that he's not taking a lot of money and the fact that he looks like he just wants to win, dude, they could very well win a championship. And I think that, people talk about LeBron, where he falls in the greatest of all time. Well, if you can bring the Sixers NBA championship, that's a huge argument on your side on why you be the best. I still think Jordan is the greatest of all time, but I'm excited about LeBron, man. I'm excited. I was thinking, I was like, man, I got the NBA ticket, the NHL ticket. I'm keeping them all, man. It's going to be a fun year of sports. Yeah, so I'm excited. What are your thoughts?
The new GM for the Sixers, he looks like Howie 2.0. I mean, he's making moves. He's getting that star lineup together. I mean, trading for Brown from the Celtics was like the first piece of the puzzle. I mean, that was a steal trade. That was like fucking robbery at this point.
Robbery.
You have PG's over there now, which is good. Between Edgecombe and Maxey, and now having Brown, and now like adding LeBron to the mix. You can play him off the bench. You can pretty much do whatever you want with him. I mean, the guy literally got out of his $50 million option year just to get a 2-year, $8 million deal with the Sixers. I mean, if that doesn't speak volumes to you on what he thinks this roster is, especially this starting five is going to be insane. So
yeah, it's going to be fun. And I've never been personally I've never been a LeBron hater, but I've never been a lover of him either. I've kind of always been like, I respect what he is. Yeah. But, he doesn't play for us, so be it. But now that he's a Sixer, of course, you gotta love the guy. So I'm super excited about the Sixers. And those are our thoughts.
Oh, yeah.
Chris Scott, a member for 57 months, my man, says, can't wait until next week. Me too, man. We are going to talk about next week today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
G5900, member 33 months. Thanks so much. Been waiting for this. Joey, save some ladies.
I'm trying.
Save them ladies, buddy. Nick, thank you for the super chat. King James affiliate, can't believe it. I know, totally unbelievable. I just it was shocking to me. Like, I actually woke up this morning and I asked my wife, did LeBron James really come to Philly, or was I dreaming? Because I just couldn't believe he actually did it. So I'm excited. Yeah. Bird Gang, thank you for the super chat. Philly and Shakes, welcome back, fellas. Go,
what's up, Bird Gang? Thanks, man.
Oh yeah. You need that jersey. Which jersey do you need?
The LeBron jersey that's sold out. It's sold out already. It's not even.
Did it really?
Sold out. Yeah.
Now, are they going to wear? I wonder if are they going to wear the Iverson years that black jersey? That's a badass jersey. I would love to see them bring that forth.
Yeah.
Would love that. And if Embiid actually can play and stay healthy and is motivated, holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Radiation Bots member for 47 months, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you guys for all the support. A lot of members in here have been here a long time. Shout out to you guys. Good vibes around the team. I'm excited. I am too, man. I can't believe that he came to Philly, dude. I really can't. I love Allen Iverson. I mean, you got to love Iverson. Iverson, man. Yeah. How can you not? Fat Folder, a member for 50 months. Thank you so much. It's been too long, guys. Nice to see you back. Thank you, my man. It's nice to be back.
Hell yeah.
We appreciate that. Thank you for the super chats. Robert says, hey, Philly, will you do more Sixers content with the new regime with LeBron and Jaylen Brown? Yeah, I'm getting a flood of people asking me about that. I'm going to do something in terms of streaming. I don't know what, and I don't know how I'm going to do it yet because the amount of football. And usually for me, the biggest problem I have with basketball is the time. It usually starts at 4 o'clock my time. And that's just a really bad time for me to be home. So I'm going to work it out and try to figure a way to at least stream some games and have some fun with it. So we'll be doing something, Robert. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. I hate to say it. If Jalen Hunt has a good year, they're going to have a hard time signing him, Mitchell, and DeJean. Yeah, Kyle, thank you for the super chat. Why? I don't understand why is it that we can't sign these guys. I don't know. I mean, if he has a great year, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're right. I don't know. But I do think this. I do think that the way that people are teams are going to start building their defensive line and because the edge rushers are so much money, is that they're going to start spending their money on defensive tackles. They're going to get the best defensive tackles, and then they're going to look for edge rushers who are younger, cheaper, and can come in and play in a rotational type way. That's why I don't sweat this whole idea of signing Jalen Carter. I think it's the new way in which you build a defensive line. You might be right, Kyle. I don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know, man.
I mean, if I'm guessing, you're probably not going to pay Nolan Smith most likely, even after. I mean, he really has to really show up, and he's got to stay healthy. But I mean, the Grenard contract, you can get out of it in 2 years, so it's a 4-year deal, but they can get out of it in 2. And they're paying him. The reason why they're paying him is because they had to draft a defense. They had to draft Jalen Hunt because they need more edge rushers. Really, since Hassan Reddick left, I mean, we were kind of in panic mode. We didn't know what Nolan Smith was going to become, so. we had to get an impactful guy on the edge, and that's what we did. So as of signing Jalix Hunt, I mean, his seasons are good. I mean, but it's going to be like that Nakobe Dean situation where take the injuries out of it. There's going to be a team that's going to come in there with deep pockets, and they're going to outbid us instantly for him. And I feel like that's what's going to happen. It did it with Nakobe Dean at $13.5 million. It was way too much. I mean, they could have paid that, but he's just never healthy, impactful, but just not a long-term answer, I guess. So,
yeah, exactly.
It'd be tough. Yeah.
It is. Lucius, welcome to Throne Room of Dingbats, man. Thank you so much. And you're just in time because I'm actually reorganizing how we're going to do some stuff. So I got some special stuff, especially for Throne Room coming. We're going to do a lot of channel member stuff this season, and we're changing it up a lot. So thank you so much on becoming a member. And I think this might be on your side too, Joey.
Oh, Lucius, thank you for becoming a member, dude. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we're making some changes on my side as well. To some things I've already changed some things if you haven't seen yet on some of the videos and stuff for the membership stuff. So I appreciate it, man, so much for the support. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, my man.
Mm-hmm.
Pill Cosby says, you don't have to love James for this. He's in the last year, so he's not a factor to the team. LeBron isn't the main focus. He's just to sell tickets. So you appreciate that, you clown. I don't know. I don't see how you could say a guy averages, 20 points a game still. Almost doubles, right? I mean, like he's got 7 assists. So I don't know what his exact stats, but I don't see how you can say he's just to sell tickets. I think he's a part of a team, and he's not the main guy anymore. But if he knows his role with his leadership and what he can still do, I think that's very dangerous team.
Yeah, I mean, between Maxey being the superstar he is, Edgecombe is just to really turn out to be something. It's going to be turned into be something special. And then you have Brown and Embiid just got to stay healthy for the year. And I think once that happens, LeBron isn't. I agree, he's not going to be the main focus, but who are you going to double? I mean, it's going to be really tough. It's the best squad, no doubt.
I think so too. I think it's the best Sixers roster I can remember. I mean. But he isn't the main focus. But I don't think he's just here to sell tickets. I don't believe that at all.
Yeah.
Tim says, Tim says, good evening, gentlemen. This year will be hard hitting one and statement year. I personally feel like the Eagles are going to come out hungry and on fire. Hurts will come out swinging. Go Birds! I love it, man.
Yeah,
I love it. Did you speak on what happened to Saquon Barkley? Are you talking about the break-in? I guess, is that what he's talking about? I'm assuming?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not talk about it. I didn't really know much about it except for that. I guess his house somebody tried to rob him, and nobody was hurt or anything like that. I didn't know anything really more than that. Did you have any details that you know about?
No, I heard Saquon just say like nobody was harmed and like he added more security and he just has to be a little bit more pay attention to a few other things. I mean, really nothing in detail, no. So
yeah. Tortyville says the Eagles should add another jersey variation. The Rams added another one. We need a white Kelly Green throwback. Agreed.
They need to do something.
I agreed. I think they need to go white Kelly Green permanent. Because I think their white jerseys are so played out. They just need a major refresh.
Yeah.
Nick, a member for 14 months. Thank you so much. The two goats of Eagles content. Love this collab is back. We back, baby.
Appreciate it, Nick.
Be back. And I will say this: we've decided, for in season, we are going to go every Saturday. We're going to keep it for the regular show, and then of course we'll be doing post game. Like if it's a late Sunday night game or Monday night game, we'll probably just do the next day because it's just so late. But we'll be doing the post games and we'll be doing the weekly show, and it will be Saturdays, most likely at 8. So look for that.
Yeah.
The Phillies and Flyers, I don't know, but the Eagles, Sixers likely. Well, I think the Flyers, like they tried to get a young, talented scorer, and they all got matched. But I like what they're doing. I do think they need some. I think they need some top line talent. But they're fun to watch, though.
Sure.
And the Phillies, who knows? We'll see in September where they're at then. That's a So Philly. You look, my idea, starting a 76ers channel over a wrestling. I mentioned that in the comment. I did hear that. I don't know if I would do it separately if I do the Sixers on a different channel, but I don't know. As far as wrestling, that's for a whole nother type thing.
Yeah,
that's like a something that I want to see if somebody from my era could actually get into today's era. So, Jim, thank you for the super chat. Did you all know Hurts leads the league in deep passing touchdowns over the last 4 years? Just saw that today and thought it was a surprising. It's very true.
Yes,
and we did know about. I think it's like 38. I don't think he's even I don't think it's even close to the next guy. It's like 38. I think touchdowns. Over however many yards.
Yeah.
And, and then people say, well, he can't throw short passing. He can't throw for 5 yards. Oh, really? He can't throw short yards, but he can throw deep, great. I don't believe it. I think you can do both.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be throwing a lot more this year. The interceptions are going to go up because it's just naturally that's part of it. But the passing attack is going to be a lot in the middle, a lot of the short passing game, and that ball's going deep this year even more. So
yeah, exactly. Riz says white Kelly green, white helmets. Oh my God! Now you're speaking my language, baby. That's what we need. That's what I want the white helmet. Something to that effect, but something like that. You know what I mean? And then that should be your road. That should be your road helmet. I want to go back to where the white ones were worn on the road.
Yeah,
I think that would be cool. Can't get into the new era, and we'll see. Used to say, yeah, I don't know if I can either, but I want to try and give it a shot just for fun. And I think I'm going to record myself doing it. The one thing I've seen, and I'll get back to football, just off topic when it comes to wrestling, is a lot of these channels are it's no matter what they do or what's going on, it's positive. They're all fan boys. I am definitely not a fan boy, meaning that just if it's not good quality content, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to say everything's good just because I like the, you know what I mean? It's not going to work that way.
Yeah, no.
So let's see here. So yeah, we seems like we've had a lot go on in the month that we've been on vacation, kind of. It's been kind of crazy. What are your overall thoughts, just in general, of the off season and what we kind of went through? How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, our whole off season was really taken over by this AJ Brown stuff that was going on for a long time, and it overshadowed, it took over anything that we tried to enjoy. And then we got the draft night, and what happened that we maybe didn't think was going to happen ended up happening. Where Howie Roseman has probably been his most aggressive this past draft. So you have Mekhi Levitt in the building now, and now we're just hoping that. I mean, I don't know how you feel about the wide receiver core in general. Even if Mekhi Levitt, I think, is still going to be the early option in this offense as a number 3, will be still the early option because Mannion doesn't, he doesn't ignore the wide receiver 3s. He loves using the double tight end sets. Goddard should have a really big year, but that number 2 spot is one that's kind of is Dontavian Wicks going to have another shot now? Can the Eagles unleash something in him that he's made some plays on us over the years. He's just been overstiffed by a lot of competition receivers in Green Bay, which every year they've drafted almost a receiver every year, got a receiver in the building. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting. I mean, offensive line's got to be healthy. I mean, Juergens seems to be okay. Dickerson to me is still a big question mark. And is Nick Sirianni going to stay put? And, like Mannion's the final piece of the puzzle, really, but Nick really is the final piece because he's the one that's either this guy has no idea about this offense. When he brought Mannion in on the interview, he said he wanted to learn about this offense. So don't tell me this guy's going to get involved in anything, to an offense he didn't even he's learning, and now he's going to have the right to, interfere again. I mean, this can happen again.
So yeah, I mean, I think that's been the biggest issue for the Eagles. And I think that if he does that to the levels that he's done that before, I do think it's going to be a problem. Chuck says WWE's horrible last few years. Then if I create my wrestling channel, you want to definitely come hang out because we're gonna talk and show that straight up if that's the case. Which I probably kind of agree with you. Frank says, do you get the feeling the national media is trying to create friction between the Eagles and Jalen Carter? It seems like they're always trying to create issue. Yeah, I definitely think so. I think they have their checklist. It's like, all right, A.J. Brown traded. The next day, there's a hit piece on Jalen Hurts. Then after that hit piece is gone, then it's bring up the Jalen Carter stuff. I do feel that way, very much so. Yeah.
I've seen so many Jalen Carter trade theories, so many of them to the point where it's like, where was everybody surprised when Jordan Davis got paid before Jalen Carter? I was kind of a little bit. We know Jordan Davis, we never gave up. Me and you especially never gave up on Jordan Davis. We just
never.
He was just. There was a weight thing going on with him, and he had to really, going to the NFL, he really had to kind of fix the way what he was putting in his body and his training. And by the end of that 24 season, we were like, oh yeah, it's coming around now. Even 23, when he's chasing Josh Allen to the fucking sideline, making tackles. I mean, no DTs can do that, especially at his metric size. So Jalen Carter, they have the fifth-year option with him, so I don't think they're not in any rush to re-sign him right now. They could sign before 26. I don't think they're going to sign guys during the season. I think Howie's been done with that by early next year, probably. But if you look the last month and a half, 2 months, I would say DTs have been getting signed. You saw Jeffrey Simmons get $35 million something. I think second highest paid DT. Devontae Wyatt from the Packers. He just got paid the other day, but he's only getting paid 19. And he was a first round pick. So he's not even getting close to what Jordan Davis is getting, 25. Milton Williams is between the 28 to 30 range. So I don't think they're in any rush. I think both those shoulders are nice and healthy. And the one thing I don't understand is if he was having this issue where he needed to get his shoulders cleaned out, why didn't they do it early in the season last year? Why did they wait so long till you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it makes no sense.
No, if they would have just did it in preseason, he would have been back, and by the end of the year, he would have been fine. Did you notice that when he came back in that 49er game? I think he had 2 sacks in that. He was dominating, and he hadn't played in how long? But it was because he was healthy,
Yeah.
I do think they're going to sign him, and I actually think they're going to sign him during camp before week 1, but either right before camp starts or sometimes during it. And my theory is just that when guys are sitting there working on a contract and they're doing those sit-in things where they're at camp, but they're not participating in certain things, I think that they do that because they're either working a contract or closer than you think, and that's why they do it. If you're really far off and you're not going to get a deal, then you can't do that. You might as well just hold out. So I actually think he gets signed. I'm going to say I think he gets signed in camp. I think they wanted to see what he looked like this spring, what kind of work he put in, how he comes in ready to go,
Yeah.
So that's my guess, but I don't know for sure. But that's what I think.
But we could agree he's going to get re-signed. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not one of those people. I've seen people talk about, I just don't understand. It's I like Moro Ojomo. I like him.
Yeah.
But it's when people when sometimes when we go salty or people something negative on an Eagle player, or he may not be here. It's like we almost act like all of a sudden we think the guy behind him is just as good. It's not even on the same level, Ojomo, as Jalen Carter. I like Ojomo, but he's not Jalen Carter. And like I said, when you look at how you build a defensive line nowadays, I think the way to do it is to build and spend the money in the interior and then go get young outside pass rushers, get multiple rushers, and use them in a rotation where they're fresh instead of spending, $50 million a year on one edge rusher, unless you can get a premier guy. I think that's what Howie's like ahead of the curve with that. Nobody did that until Howie kind of planned it when he drafted Jalen Carter. He drafted Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. He didn't draft them. He drafted them with this like role of how you're going to kind of switch how you pay the defensive line in mind. He did.
Yeah. And, and when you don't have good edge rushers that are impactful, you just got to double those insides because no one's really a threat on the outside where you just can single block them on the outside. So that's the issue that we've really been happening. And I always say this a million times because people think I hate the guy like Nolan Smith. Like, I want him to play here for another 2 years. The problem I have is that he hasn't had a fully healthy season. And I think when he misses time, it just seems like the production goes down. I give the Eagles a lot of credit last year because, look, when you lost Mill, you lost Sweat, and like they had the balls to say, okay, Jalix Hunt, Nolan Smith, you guys go start this year. I appreciate that. But, we just didn't have like Jalix Hunt seems like a middle season type bloomer. He doesn't really bloom in the beginning of the season. He never normally does. That Vikings game and then on the rest of the season, he was fantastic. And I think Nolan Smith, his best sheet of really good games that he's played was the 24 playoffs. That was his best reign time of destruction was during the playoffs to the Super Bowl. And then he had an injury from the Super Bowl. So then he had to come back from that last year. So he's got to have a healthy offseason because look, not only do you have Grenard now, Nolan Smith, Jalix Hunt, you had the Shoyinka kid that retired. He was the former first rounder for the Bucks. And you signed the Epineza guy that couldn't give you he could probably give you 6 sacks a season as a depth veteran edge rusher, and he can play outside linebacker as well. So he fits Fangio's system really well. And you have the Adebike kid from the Falcons.
That's who I was going to bring. I can never pronounce his name. That kid's a wild card. Yeah, because it reminds me a little bit of like when they got Eagles did with what's his face? Why can't I think of his name? The linebacker right now. I don't like mine. I'm getting old. But the linebacker the Eagles got, the stud from New Orleans, he came over and he was probably the best player of the year. Yeah, Bond. And I don't know why I just couldn't remember his name.
Good. We haven't talked in a while.
Yeah, but like I got a feeling this kid could be a sleeper. Like when Vic Fangio gets a hold of him and figures out how to use him, don't be surprised if he makes a bigger impact than people think. So Nolan Smith has got to prove himself. But I think that the way in which I think Howie's always ahead of the curve, right? Howie always does stuff that nobody does, and then everybody copies him, and then he switches it up. I think that the edge rushers have become so overpaid that it's like, let's not overpay them anymore. Let's go out and get multiple guys, fresh guys. Hey, man, if you have 3-4 guys that can get you 8 to 10 sacks a year, but they're fresh and they're rotating in, look at the guys we had in the Super Bowl, But if you have really good tackles, it's a different ballgame.
Yeah, how much did they pay Grenard? What was it, 25? I forgot what they paid him.
Yeah, I think it's like 22 million, something like that. Yeah, but it's not that much. I mean, it's like 20 something less than what Micah Parsons is making, And if you pay both the defensive tackles, and you're not paying a lot of money. And Kyle, I think it was Kyle that said that Jalen Hunt has a good year, he might not get re-signed. He might be right. But I think the new way to build the defensive line, and I think the Eagles are really starting it and I think you're going to see teams copy, is they're going to start overpaying, or not overpaying, but they're going to start prioritizing the interior guys and then use, multiple guys in a rotation at the edge, because you're going to pay $50 million for one guy.
No,
how much?
Why do you think they didn't pay Jalen Phillips? I mean, he wasn't worth $30 million a year. You see, now Mr. $30 million a year is going to have to do it all by himself now in Carolina, because Nick Sorton just tore his ACL first day of fucking camp. So now he's the only good edge rusher they have left. So let's see if he's worth this money. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're not paying a guy $30 million for, like, I don't know how many. He had a lot of pressures with the Eagles in half a season, but that's it, and a couple sacks. It's too low of a number for me. That a guy that was healthy all year, and prior to that, he had an ACL 1 year. The year before that, he had a what's it called? The other injury that he an Achilles injury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so the Eagles,
nasty,
because I thought they were going to sign him, but all it takes is one team that's going to way overpay, because it's just that's what teams do. And they weren't doing that. So getting Grenard, we kind of felt it. We were like, Grenard's not signed yet. It's gonna happen sooner or later.
Yeah.
And then second day of the draft, boom. I mean,
I think Grenard is better than Phillips.
Yes.
I think Phillips is younger and has more upside still, but I think Grenard's better. I do. And he's like what, $8 million less?
Yes.
With better stats. I think. Yeah, it's just like, I like Howie because he always is ahead of the curve. Like, teams always fall into the pattern where they like to copy each other. Well, this team does it, so everybody starts doing something, right? A defense wins a championship a certain way, everybody copies. Howie's always the guy that is leading that, and everybody follows. It's just like, don't be surprised. And people think I'm crazy for saying this. Don't be surprised if next year in the first round, the Eagles take another wide receiver. Do not be surprised if they there's a good wide receiver, outside guy, and they take him. Because then you would have that rookie and Lemon under contract with rookie deals, right? Well, for the next 4 years. And you have Devontae, who you could pay. And you're cheap. You're not paying your receivers hardly anything, and you have first-round talent across the board. That's how Howie works, man. That's how he works.
The receiver is going to be interesting. We know why it's going to be interesting, but like when they trade for Dontavian Wicks, and they could have just had him on that 1 year deal for pretty cheap, and then they gave him an extension for another year for like what, 12, 15 million fully guaranteed. I mean, that was kind of crazy. So I wonder if Manny was like, look, like, let him be here for a couple of years. Like, the one guy that knows how to use him was the guy that was just on the team that Wicks was on in the Green Bay Packers. Mm-hmm. So they know how to use him. Is he the number 2? Is he going to be treated like the number 2? Or is Mekhi Lemon going to play that number 3 spot until like they feel comfortable enough where they could start moving him around? I don't think they're going to put too much on his plate beginning of the season. They're going to just keep him inside, but I wonder what they're going to do. And you have Hollywood Brown as well, so
yeah, exactly.
A lot of speed, no doubt.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Torreyville says the medical staff the last 2 years were questionable, to say the least. Also, they rushed back Dickerson after 2 weeks of a knee procedure. I never heard an offensive lineman come back after 2 weeks of a knee surgery. I know it was way too early. It was way too early, and you could tell. But yeah, they've got to be a little more. Oh, sorry, I don't know why I did that. But they got to be a little more proactive when it comes to that, man. I totally agree. But before we go any further, though, I do have something to show you guys that I think is kind of funny because it shows you that, I really think this team stinks. So I want you guys to check this out. Prize Picks is America's #1 sportsbook app. It is the best app to use while watching sports. Plus, it is really simple to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats, lock in your lineup, and boom, you're ready to go. Or if you're like me, you can check out the new team pick section where you can pick on team winning, different spread, all sorts of different things. Plus, Prize Pick is available in almost all 50 states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Now, today, for me, we are going to operate in that team picks area, and we are going to take one of the easy questions that they offer in the team pick section. That is stage of elimination for the Dallas Cowboys. I am choosing the Dallas Cowboys to be eliminated after the regular season. That's right. No playoffs for the Dallas Cowboys. I think this is easy guarantee. That's why I'm locking it in. The Cowboys to not make the playoffs. It is, I think, a surefire bet. Now, if you like this or you want to do something similar or different, maybe you want to get back at me, go check out the Prize Pick app in the description. Download it. Use promo code HMA when you sign up and play your first $5. And if your $5 lineup hits, you get $150 in lineup credits. Play your first $5 lineup and get $150 in lineup credits. That's an insane new offer for new users. They just dropped it, but you got to use promo code HMA. Link is in the description. Get $150 in lineup credits on your first $5 lineup if you win. Check it out and shout out to Prize Picks. All right, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. Stage of elimination. I got the Cowboys not making the playoffs. I think that they're so overrated. I think they're so overrated in terms of what kind of offseason they had. And I think that they're all going to be shocked, dude. I really do.
I think so.
You know, let's see here. Young, thank you for the super chat. What are your expectations from the O-line? Worried about Dickerson and Lane staying healthy. We need them versus the Rams for the postseason run. Thank you for the super chat, my man. My thoughts are, like, to me, I feel like this is kind of the key. Like, if you don't get a healthy offensive line, I don't care who you have a coordinator, you're going to have problems, dude. You're going to have problems. So I think you have to get those guys to be healthy. To me, that's the giant question. I'm a little worried about Dickerson. They said he was limping at the last mini camp. Is he healthy? Is Cam healthy? I mean, that to me is the giant question that's got to be answered, dude. Is this offensive line healthy? If they're healthy, then everything is set in place for Jalen Hurts to tear this league up and show everybody what he's made of.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting with both of them. I think Juergens will be okay. I mean, I don't know how you have like a herniated disc and like you have all these problems with your back, and this is from the 24 playoffs, and you did nothing for it for 25. I mean, you just continued to play, and he didn't really last. We know that. And then Dickerson, we know the open camp when he got hurt and then had the surgery or whatever. Within 3 weeks, he was pretty much done. So, you got to think about it too, because there's two questions even going to this year that could lead to next year as well. Is this Lane Johnson's last year? And how much are they going to be playing Markel Bell as well? Yeah. Because Tyler Steen's going to be a free agent as well at right guard. So the whole right side of your line might be expendable. So after this year, so they got to make sure, like, whether it's who they draft, like Micah Morris, or they have, Markel Bell that I think they'll put at guard, or they're going to play him a lot, most likely, and see what he can do. Maybe they put him out the right tackle in the future, by next year. But it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't matter, about the offensive line, and it doesn't matter what the coordinator does, what the quarterback does. If there's issues with this offensive line, I mean, which we haven't had in a long time, like we did last year, you're going to have issues like that. So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we shall see. Jacob, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. What up, fellas? Looking forward to your all show this season. Thank you, my man.
Jacob.
I feel like the offense will be up and down for 5 to 6 weeks. Then we'll take off. Hopefully they peak towards playoff time. Yeah, I don't expect them to come out of the gate like just tearing everybody up. I think the defense is going to have to hold the fort down for a little bit while we kind of adjust. Now, if the running game is working really good, that'll help a lot too. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna take some time, I think,
Yeah,
I do.
You gotta give it. Yeah, I mean, we gave it.
Especially,
4 to 6.
They don't even play their starters. All right, do you play your
Bro,
starters preseason?
Yes, yes. Hold on. Yes. Don't fucking do this like preseasons like a game like that. Don't do that shit because I'm telling you right now, because just think about it, dude. The offensive line, like, they don't play together until regulars. Like, if you sit these guys out, they practice together next to each other, but they in a game moment like that, they're not playing next to each other until the regular season. I don't care if it's a series, dude. Like, do something.
Well, to me is like, they say that, practice, especially the joint practices, are as good, if not better, than a preseason game in terms of work, in terms of reps. But when you have a brand new offense and you have to learn a whole new thing, the thing you need the most is as many reps as you can get. So if you're getting all those great reps in practice, why do you pass up the opportunity in a preseason game as well to get those reps? I think they got to play those guys, man. I think at least in 2 games, but I don't think they're going to. I'm just telling you right now.
Big mistake.
I don't think they're going to.
Big mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jacob, thank you for the super chat, my man. Mav, my man, what's going on? Thank you for the super chat. He says, who cares about the Eagles? The king is here. Yeah, we talked about LeBron earlier, but what's wrong, Mav? Your heart's so small, you can't love 2 sports. Come on, you can love the Eagles and the Sixers, man. Get extra exciting. Enjoy it both, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is the Eagles, they go to camp on Tuesday. They're in camp. On Wednesday, we're gonna be taking the field, man. Football's here, bud.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta wake up out of your slumber. It's time. Football's here. I didn't hear of any reports of Dickerson limping. They sent a lot of videos out of him working out. Where was it? It was, first of all, it was Dan Cilio's show because I was on there live, and he asked me that exact question. Are you concerned about the limping? Apparently, there was a video. I don't know who filmed it, and he was limping. I don't know what to make of it. I don't. But
I didn't see
that's what they said. I'm trying to think. I don't know if it was Elliot Parks who put the video up. Somebody put it up, and I was on that show, and they asked me directly, are you worried with Dickerson limping? Okay. And I said I didn't see it at the time. I was like, but if he's limping, of course I'd be worried. But I don't know. It's still early, so we have to wait and see.
I got the video from minicamp, and he looked perfectly fine to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what they're talking about, dude? But it's been an issue that people have asked me about, and yeah, if he's limping, that would be a problem. But I mean, we'll see. You don't know. I mean, maybe maybe he was just a little sore after reps. I mean, it happens. I don't know.
I felt like if there was an actual thing on Dickerson, it would have been all over the place. If this video would have been all over the place, and if it's not all over the place, then it's probably not even true. I don't know because I've never.
Let me see if I. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, and I prefer that you're right. So let's just assume you're right and that he's fine because that's what we want. Jolo says Dickerson might be the biggest question mark of the upcoming season. Hopefully the line is healthy. Yeah, I mean, I like I said, to me I think he's maybe on offense the biggest X factor because if he's healthy and good, then all of a sudden I think your whole line is going to be good. Yeah, because you get your left side is now better. Lane Johnson's back. I think he'll be good. Steen is adequate. And then Cam Jurgens, I mean, I'm excited what I heard from Cam Jurgens because he said that he actually feels really, really good. So if that line is healthy, we're gonna be ready to go. And if Dickerson's healthy, I think it takes us to the next level.
True.
So yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Philly 416 is anywhere on Darius Cooper. No, quiet. He's got his work cut out. If Darius Cooper wins a spot, then he's got a stud.
Yeah, he'll
because
win
he's got to beat he's got a lot of receivers to beat out, man. You got Elijah, what's his face? You got Hollywood Brown. Like where does he fit in? How many receivers are you going to keep? And where is he going to fit in?
Yeah, I mean, if they keep 6, it just depends. I mean, because you have, I think, other than the starting, if you're saying Wicks, Devontae Smith, and Lemon, then you have Hollywood Brown, you have the Moore kid, you have Cooper, you have Project 89, and you have I don't know if Quez is still here. I don't even know. They got that receiver from the Packers, some backup receiver from the Packers. I forgot his name. They got him a while ago.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, Cooper's been. We just haven't seen. I mean, he did good in preseason last year. We just want to see more.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I mean, I don't even know how they look at the Moore kid. The Moore kid, I think, maybe more for special teams, maybe because he's got a pedigree there. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What are your thoughts on Hollywood Brown? You think that he's going to make an impact, or do you think that he's on the outs? See, I think Wicks is the guy that's the number 2. Yeah. I think Lemon is your slot, and then everybody else is fighting for position. That's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood Brown might be like a certain down, maybe wide receiver. I don't know. I mean, I think he'll definitely get playing time because when they signed him first, I thought he was going to be the number 2. That's what I pretty much thought. This was before the draft. This was before they trade for Wicks. So now, as like probably going to be the number 4 receiver, I wonder where they fit him into this offense. I mean, they definitely want to use him. They're raving about him and his speed. He can still beat out defenses. His main concern has really been his health. I don't think he's had 1,000-yard season or really a big season since his rookie year in the Ravens. I think it's been a long time. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to have him. I mean, he's got value. There's no doubt. I don't think he's slowed down or anything. He just got to stay healthy. So I wonder how they're going to use him.
Yeah. Let's see here. Lord Vaughn says, the worst part, Philly 500 on Jacob is they double team him because Mark used to cry about doing it to him. So he threatened to quit Jacob. Did he threaten to quit? They do double team. The problem is with Mark is he cries when it's like legit questions. Like during the regular season when your team is losing to a team like Minnesota and you get a question about your team, that's not an attack on your team. It's like a legit question. When I have to deal with it, it's like in the off season when there's nothing going on. Tiffany says, how do you forget about Johnny Wilson? I didn't forget about him. I just think he's on the outs. I don't know that. I don't know that Johnny Wilson makes his team. Like he's coming off an injury. And I mean, where does he fall in line of depth in the depth chart? I think he's way back there, man. I do.
It's not like the Eagles aren't giving him chances. Even the last couple of years, they've been giving him the fucking ball. Like they've got him into some games. They got him into the damn Super Bowl and threw him a pass a couple of years ago. So I mean, they're trying to get him involved.
Yeah, they want. I mean, with a guy that is as big as him, I mean, if you could get him to be, a player, I mean, it's great. It'd be huge. I think that injury really hurt him. Yeah. It's just you got a lot of depth. You got a lot of depth at wide receiver. You do. So it's just kind of like, you have Devontae Smith, of course. You have now Mekhi Lemon, right? And then, it's like you got Hollywood Brown. You've got the kid Elijah, what's his face?
What's the
kid's name? Right. So it's like, man, I don't know where you go with with a guy like Wilson, even a guy like Cooper. Like, how do they make a team when you've got all these guys' experience?
Yeah, I think you're right. Like, I think you're right. I think they're like rebuilding this wide receiver core since AJ left. I think they're completely rebuilding it behind Devontae Smith now. So I think like it wouldn't surprise me if like every year they go after a receiver, like whether I'm not saying first round pick wise, but in the early rounds they might go after a receiver that could be a legit 2 or a 3 or something. Mekhi Lemon got me a little worried though. Like even like rookie camp was fine, got to mini camp, he already had a hamstring injury, so it might be like overcautious. You know how the Eagles are. If you get injured and you're like 98% healthy, they'll keep you out. That's just how they've been. Like there's no point of playing him in mini camp because you had weeks until training camp. So I get that. So
I mean, I'm just looking at the receivers right now. Let me see if I can pull this up. Actually, it'd be fun to look at. But I mean, they got they don't have AJ. But I think that in some ways that they're deeper than they were at wide receiver a year ago. Like they don't maybe have that top 2 guys, but they've got a lot of other guys. Let me move that out. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Yeah, they're because all you had to really do is rely on Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. So it's like you always got worried if one of them missed a game because no one can really replace one of them in a game. And we're not saying that a 1 or a 2 gets replaced that easily. And Lemon is gonna, once Lemon gets gets in his first game, he'll be fine.
Yeah. But, so you got Hollywood Brown, right? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. You got Brown, and this is no order. You got Darius Cooper. I forgot they got Britton Covey. I forgot he was back on his team. I don't know if he makes a team in special teams. You got Eric Izukenma. I don't know much about him. Danny Gray, Mekhi Lemon, Elijah Moore, Devontae Smith, Samori Toure.
That's the Packers guy. About.
Yeah. Quez Watkins, he's back. Tavian Wicks and Johnny Wilson. So I mean, you think if you keep 5 wide receivers,
5
maybe
or 6, maybe.
I mean. So you're going to have, I don't know, I think a guy like Hollywood Brown is actually at risk because if you get a guy like, let's say Johnny Wilson or Darius Cooper, if they're even close to competing with a guy like Hollywood Brown, I think you have to keep the rookies, So
the young play, yeah. I mean,
it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Mav, thank you for super chat. He goes, "Hey Philly, I guess you have to pony up the money on Sunday ticket and oh yeah, dude, yeah. I got to pay for both, and I'm getting paid for the hockey also. So yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot,
but it's going to be hopefully worth it.
No, we didn't talk about. Oh, go ahead.
No, Toivo say he thinks we keep 5 wide receivers, 3 tight ends. Yeah, it definitely could. I think the 3. To me, the top 3 are Devontae Wicks, and Lemon. I think after that, I think it's open. I think it's all open.
And our second round pick at Eli Stowers, we got to really watch him. We got to see what he can do.
I'm excited about him, man.
Yeah,
I'm excited about him, dude. I am, and if they use tight ends any way, any similar way to the way Green Bay Packers used their tight ends last year, well, we'll be good, dude. I'm excited, man. 500 Joey. Did you all see where the Panthers lost their lineman for the year, and then the next day they lost their lineman? No, I didn't see that. Really, already? So they're at camp early. Yeah, last year we started camp on the 23rd.
Yeah, right.
And now we don't start till the 28th, which sucks because it's like I'm ready to get going. Like I'm like a little bit like I got a ton of energy, man. I'm ready to get this thing going.
Oh yeah.
Hollywood Brown has only had 1,000 yards once in 2021 and only eclipsed 700 twice. Interesting. Well, the question is how do you use him? Like, how do you want to use him? Do you want to use him on the outside, or do you want to use I think he's a speed guy in a slot is where I would primarily want him to be.
Oh yeah,
if it was me. So, but I think Mekhi Lemon's going to be good, dude. I've been watching his stuff. I think he's going to be really good. I do. I don't think he'll ever be flashy, but I think he's always going to be one of those guys where when you need certain yards, you can trust him. I'm excited about him, actually, dude.
No, I am as well. No, I really am.
It's crazy, but we'll see. And I think Devontae has a monster year. I think everybody's going to be so surprised about not Eagle fans, but I think a lot of people from around the league I think they're vastly underestimating how good.
No one
Devontae
thinks about
Smith
him.
is.
No.
Nope. Cali Eagles, thank you for the super chat. Hey Joey, hey Five, it is time. Hell yeah, it is. Just wanted to drop my prediction again. Wicks is going to have a good year. Mannion, Darling, and knows the new offense. I love it. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, Wicks to me, like I remember Wicks' rookie year going, this kid looks like he's going to be a stud. And then it kind of, like you said, he kind of got buried or stuck in the mix with Green Bay with all their receivers. And I think a change of pace or change of place is good for him. But I think he's got to be that number 2.
Yeah, like if he can get I would say like 600 to 800 yards. I mean, I think he could do that in this offense. I don't see why not. I mean, Wicks. I mean, look, Green Bay. If you look at Green Bay's offense last year, I mean, they lost Reed. They lost their number 1 guy. And Tucker Kraft is their biggest weapon. Their biggest weapon of the offense is their tight ends. They love using their tight ends. Yeah. And so I'm saying, like, Dallas Goedert and Stowers are going to eat this year a lot. Yeah. So
yeah. What do you? Yeah, I agree. The other thing is I think we're. And let me respond to this super chat, and then we'll talk. But Pharaoh, thank you for super chat. Can't wait for the season already. And Joey, I made you some art. Philly, I sent you some AI pictures of you. I don't know if they ever went to. I didn't get anything, but I'll double check. Where did you send it? I'll double check.
Yeah.
But thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Awesome. Yeah. But I'm also like curious about the running backs situation, because I think the running back is also another position where I actually think we're deeper than a year ago, right? You have Saquon, you have Tank, right? You have Dameon Pierce, which, that's a sneaky good signing, right? In my opinion. You have Elijah Mitchell. Remember, he was with the 49ers, I think, for a while. And then, of course, Will Shipley.
You got Carson Steele, too. It's another
Carson Steele, yeah.
Which, if they're implementing a fullback, I don't know if I would say they are, which the Eagles have been trying to do it the last few years, but Carson Steele, he's another thump. They got a lot of thumpers back there. They got a lot of north and south thumpers back there, so we'll see.
I think Barkley looks like he's in tremendous shape. Did you see him at I guess they were showing stuff from minicamp? Like he looks thinner than he did last year. He looks explosive. They were showing them he was working out with Cooper and all those guys. Man, he looks really good, dude. I'm excited about him.
Yeah, same.
So it's going to be great. Joey and 500, please drop your Jalen Hurts stat line for passing and rushing. Be honest, I'll say 28 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 3,300 yards, 550 rushing yards, and 12 rushing touchdowns. Oh, man, I don't know. Look, I'll say this. I think that the guys that sit there and cry about Jalen Hurts' passing yards and his stats all the time, I think they miss the point of Jalen Hurts and what he is as a quarterback. Like, doesn't matter how many yards you throw for, in my opinion. That doesn't necessarily make you a good or bad quarterback. There's so many other things that are involved in it. But if I had to do a stat line, I don't know. I think Hurts is going to throw. I'll say 27 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 10 rushing touchdowns, and I think he throws for 3,500 yards. I think his yardage is going to come up because I think we're going to have a lot more yards after catch. Meaning I think you're going to see a lot more quick, short passing game where guys, get a 3-yard pass, but they turn it to 15-yard, those kind of things.
I think you're not going to have the easy goal. You're not going to have just the go ball route every single time when you had two guys like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. Now you have the short passing yard, the short passing game, and you're going to have screen game. Hopefully they can get that going because, God forbid, these other fucking coaches haven't been able to do screens since really Sirianni got here. Using tight ends, using a lot of these faster receivers, whether they use Hollywood Brown or use Wicks or whoever, and a lot of motion in this offense, outside zone runs for Saquon Barkley. The tackles are going to be a much better situation because now the guards are really helping them kick out on some of these blocks. So, I think it's going to be a lot better. I mean, everyone seems really excited. It seems like everyone's seems like the juices are flowing for something new. And, I'm tired of I don't care what, Hurts can have over 3,000 yards and I'll be fucking done with it for the year. But at the end of the day, this quarterback doesn't have to do really that much. And I think he will air the ball out more this year. I just think it's going to be more vertical this year. It's going to. So
I see them using the quick passing game a lot more.
Yeah.
Because you look how many times, and one of the complaints that we had with Patullo and stuff is how many times did we talk about that? They don't just take the quick 3-4 yards that are there. They don't do it. And it's like these guys, you look at the corners are 9-10 yards off the receivers. And all you have to do is throw them a quick little pass and you're going to get 6-7 yards. And they just didn't do it. They don't take what the offense gives you or the defense gives you.
Remember a few years ago? I mean, I remember when we used to line up. We used to line up like that defensively, off the ball so friggin' far, and these teams would just devour us every single game.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, we'll see. The receivers. The question is who's going to rise up, be the two? How's Mekhi Lemon going to be? Mm-hmm. And like I said, if they're in a position next year at the draft. And none of these guys, if Wicks isn't the guy, don't be surprised if they go receiver again. I don't put it past Howie, but I'm hoping that Wicks, I'm hoping he's good. I think Mekhi Lemon's going to be real good. I know Devontae Smith is going to be. And then guys like Stowers, we could talk about this offense all day, Mm-hmm. Elaine says, did you guys hear about Niners coach Shanahan in a car accident? No.
Yeah, he back in July, he had a really bad. Yeah, he broke his hand, broke his ribs, 40 stitches, I think. His face got messed up. I don't know, a bunch of different things. So he's not going to be at training camp for a while or something. Yeah.
Jeez. Well, hopefully he's okay. Yeah, that's a shame. Okay, I'll check it out, Farrell. I will. Estamano, thank you for super chat. All of 500, Joseph. When does training camp start? Tuesday, they report. So Tuesday, they report. I think Wednesday will probably be right. First practice.
Yeah.
And it will be underway.
Do you go ahead?
No, I was going to just read Low Eagles said he hopes that the Eagles have a healthy camp and everyone is okay. Me too.
How do you feel about the safety position between Michael Carter and
I had a little controversial. Well, I wouldn't say controversial, but I had a little take that I don't know if a lot of people agree with me. But, when Vic Fangio went on the Exciting Mics and said that he hopes that DeJean doesn't play corner anymore, what people said he was referring to was the outside corner and that not having to play that ever, or anymore. Which might be the case, but I actually think that at some point we're going to see Coop is going to make that jump to safety full time this year, and I think it's going to a lot be dependent upon what you get out of the other guys, but I think Cooper DeJean at safety for this year could be the key. I think you would have a top 3 safety right away. Now, of course, he's very valuable in the slot. I get it. But let me ask you, if you're Cooper DeJean, what do you want to do? Do you want to stay as a slot corner or do you want to move to safety or another position? Because how's he going to get paid? How's he going to get paid maximum? What are you doing?
Saw her climbing up.
But you don't. But how does he going to get paid or maximize his value if he's just following along? How are you going to maximize your value if you're at slot corner? Slot corner and an outside corner make dramatically different money, even safety. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if DeJean kind of wants to go over to safety, just for being able to say, hey, I'm a safety, not a slot corner.
Yeah, so, I know. Yeah, I get all that, but it's all about what the Eagles need. It's about what it's really not. It's not about what he wants.
Well, you need a safety, and you might need a nickel corner. But can you put DeJean at safety and put Michael Carter in the slot, or is Michael Carter better at safety? Did people trust Epps, or do you go out and get another safety? I don't know. I just got this feeling that we're going to see DeJean play more safety than people think. Now, I'm not saying full time, because we've talked about this. When we first drafted him, we talked about this. He's a Swiss Army knife. Eventually, you want to get DeJean to play every position in the secondary and then be a guy who you use as a weapon on defense to go up against specific matchups each week. So 1 week you're playing a tight end. 1 week you have him on the outside. 1 week you have him safety. 1 week you have him in the slot. I think DeJean's going to play between. I think he's going to go between both more than people think.
I don't mind that.
Is what I'm saying.
I don't mind that at all. I mean, Michael Carter probably plays better inside than he will play safety. He played safety with the Jets, but not that much. He played more inside quarter than safety. So there's like a legit competition there. Like, can Marcus Epps if Marcus Epps can stay healthy all year, can he thrive a little bit more better than Reed Blankenship? I mean, look, Blankenship's like, I don't know. Blankenship is a talent. He's not great. He's not bad. I think like he's a guy who can give you a couple interceptions per year. Like, that's why I feel like they think they don't need some big time player back there next to Makuba. And then Makuba has a lot to prove too. I think he was playing well, but by the middle of the season, he looked like a rookie a lot earlier. But of course, Sidney Brown ain't going to be breaking fucking ankles and knees anymore. So he's gone and traded. So I wouldn't mind moving if Cooper DeJean want to do double duty or be a situational guy. If they need him for a specific matchup, then they throw him in there. The more guys, the more guys that can move around, the better it's going to be. Yeah. So I wouldn't really mind that, because I don't think Howie Rose was going to give up draft picks for a fucking safety. I don't think that's going to happen. Like, the Eagles have given up too much at this point. I just they need to start. We didn't even stack any draft picks for next year. We didn't stack anything besides getting that extra 5th rounder for AJ Brown. That's it. Yeah.
And by the way, like I shouldn't say go to safety full time. That's not what I meant. More like, I think he's going to be between two more than people think. I don't think it's just going to be in base. I think it's going to be a little more than people think. I don't know, like from DeJean's standpoint, I'm just saying, do you want to be a slot corner? Do you want to be labeled a nickel corner when you do your contract extension? Or you want to be labeled something else? Nickel corners don't make the same money. And to me, the way you pay DeJean is you pay him as a weapon. That's how you pay. He's got to be paid special. But I would not be surprised DeJean wants more snaps at safety himself, so he can consider himself a safety with his contract.
Yeah, but the Eagles are not an organization where they're gonna lowball him at a table with his agent and be like, oh, well, he played this position, so we're trying to pay him less. I think they're always trying to do right by their players and what they deserve. So I don't think he's gonna get lambasted, by money.
I agree, but you know how it goes. You've got the unions, and you've got if the Eagles overpay, then the rest of the league gets pissed off because you're paying a guy. Now you've reset the market at nickel corner to a ridiculous amount. Like all sorts of things like that play a part. I'm saying, but I do think the Eagles will do right by him. But I think DeJean's going to play more. I'm going to say I think it's going to be like 60-40 nickel and safety.
Yeah.
I do.
And they might not have to move. We'll see what they do. If they play him a lot at safety, then we can expect that. If they don't, then we'll probably say that they're probably not. I mean, look, other than that safety spot back there, I mean, they're loaded. I mean, that secondary with Reek Woolen now, I mean, it's loaded now. So, and your defensive line is stacked. So I don't think they're in panic mode. I think legit, like Fangio saying, okay, we're going to have an open competition, which he definitely said. And within the first few weeks, Fangio's going to know. And then we'll see if in a couple of weeks of the trade cap, if they start moving DeJean slowly to safety, and we'll see if there's changes, because it's not going to take long. Like, Marcus Epps, like, I think he would be solid back there, but the problem is guy's always injured every single year. And I thought when he took over in that Chargers game till the end of the year, I thought he was solid. I thought he was as good as Reed or probably better. I'm not even trying to like make him out to be some great player, but I thought he actually was. I think he's the safe choice. I think he's a vet. He's a veteran. He's been in this city. He's played for this team. He's played under these coaches before. So it's not like a new player's coming in. Like, he was just here last year and played a good amount of football last year. So we'll just see how it goes the first month of camp and see how it goes.
Yeah, I think it does depend on how it goes and how these guys play. I mean, like, what if you get a situation where you got some of these cornerbacks in the nickel, they look like that they could actually play, but nobody at safety is really playing. Would you do it then? Like, I think DeJean's going to play 40% of his snaps are going to be safety this year. I really believe it's going to be higher than people think. And DeJean, if he plays safety, 1 year, he's a top 3 safety in the league. He's top 3. He's already the best nickel. So wherever you use him, he's going to flourish.
Yeah,
because he's just a stud.
And then people could argue, like, when they try throwing. They threw him at safety on a couple of occasions last year, and he wasn't great. And, the guy doesn't have reps at that position, so you can't expect DeJean's just going to go in there and play well at that position. He needs the reps at camp, so if you want to put him at inside corner, play him there, but give him a lot of safety reps as well. I mean, look at the Vikings game where they moved him to the outside with Justin Jefferson. We were in the red zone, and he deflected a ball right through his hands, and that's what you use him for. If you have to put him an outside quarter for some, they're putting an extra guy on the line or something like that. They have an extra pass catcher, something like that on the field, and you need to get some, their top guy. You don't trust your other cornerbacks to take care of it, which I don't see why anybody could, you have a really good secondary now. You don't have a situation, with a, what's it called? You don't have a bridge corner there anymore at number 2. Now, like, you're more solidified with a Super Bowl corner, that's going to try to make a name for himself this year to get a contract elsewhere in Reek Woolen. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
It'll be interesting. It's going to be interesting, but like, I mean, it's just funny because we talked about DeJean, and we've always talked about him being a Swiss Army knife, and that's how to use him. And I think this could be the first year where we kind of see that a little more where, hey, we need you at safety this week. We need you in the slot this week. And you just use them when you need them, for the matchup. I think we're going to start to see DeJean used that way. I think I think they used Malcolm. Used to use Malcolm Jenkins like that.
Oh yeah,
Charles Woodson was used like that in Green Bay. I mean, that's where you're going to get the most out of DeJean by making him a weapon, dude.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Cali Eagles, thank you for the super chat. Hey, 5, I'm eyeing week 17. Might have to go check out Levi Stadium. What do you think? I've never been there. But yeah, that's not a bad idea. I might have to go one of these days too.
Go ahead. Yeah.
No, go ahead. But thank you for the super chat. But that's a good idea.
And I was saying too, like, here's another position that's going to be interesting as well, because Jahad Campbell's going to be missing some of training camp because he had that minor shoulder surgery. Okay, so when you look at this linebacker spot now, obviously Zach Bond probably going to be his final year in Philadelphia. There's no more guaranteed money on his contract after this year. Probably will be a free agent. Probably will go somewhere else. Do you, between this year and next year, especially next year as well, like when you're looking at the future of everything, how do you feel about Jahad Campbell, obviously from the limited snaps he had because of Nakobe Dean coming back, him coming into this offseason, and how do you feel about Trotter Jr.? How do you feel about some of the other guys there.
I think it's going to be interesting as well. I think Trotter Jr. can be a solid starter in this league. I've said that since day one. I believe that, and I believe that. I believe this could be Bond's last year with the Eagles, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is his last year, and then you have Jahad Campbell and Trotter as your future linebackers. But I believe Trotter can start, and I believe Jahad Campbell is going to be a stud. People forget how he was like one of the top defensive rookies of the year in voting until what's his face came back. When Nakobe Dean came back, he just was so good and so versatile you couldn't keep him off the field. It wasn't because Jahad Campbell was bad, so I think Jahad Campbell was playing solid. I still think he has to work on some stuff, of course. But, I mean, do you remember, early in camp where he was just beating the crap out of everybody at practice? And they were, trying to tell him, you gotta tone it down a little bit. But I think he's going to be a stud. I do. But he just needs reps. And people act like because Nakobe Dean took over, he was bad. And that never was the truth.
I don't care what Howie says. When someone asked him, I think after they drafted Campbell, was this to replace the Kobe Dean? And he said no, but that was probably the reason why. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their plan was in the Kobe Dean a year and a half ago. So I don't really know. But I mean, if he was pretty much this injury prone every single year, but so impactful, I guess the Eagles were still nah, he's not worth $13.5 million or even trying to match that. And you have, I mean, with Jahad Campbell being out of training camp, this gives more reps to Trotter. I mean, Trotter always flashes when he's on the field. I mean, he's making plays. He's a great special teamer. The Lawson kid that they got, the apparent big steal the Eagles got for the undrafted free agents that I forgot his first name, the Lawson kid from Alabama. I think he led Alabama in tackles. He's played next to Jahad Campbell. This is another guy. Yeah. An undrafted free agent normally doesn't go to a team that's really stacked at linebacker, and he's here now, and we'll see what he does. So he'll get more opportunity as well. So we'll see how it goes.
I mean, we'll see. And I like Zach Bond. Don't get me wrong. I think he's an absolute stud. Yeah. I just think for financial reasons, and you look at how you're going to sign all these guys, that may be one of the areas where you have to use the rookie linebackers, but I think they got quality guys. One of the most excited I've ever seen Vic Fangio was the night that they drafted Jahad Campbell. There was no doubt that the Eagles wanted Jahad Campbell. They identified him. He was the best guy on their board, and they were trying and trying. Remember how hard they were trying to get up? So to me, they believe they've got something there. I do too. I think Jahad Campbell's going to be good. And let me tell you, if Jahad Campbell, right, if we get guys like this team, if everybody talks about all the negative stuff, right, and it's what drives me crazy. It's A.J. Brown is gone now. What are you going to do this? What are you going to do if this happens? What are you going to do if that happens? What are you going to do if things work our way? What if the offensive line is healthy? What if Saquon Barkley is well rested and lighter and he's ready to go? What if Carter and Jordan Davis are really good? What if Jahad Campbell's an all-pro type linebacker? You understand? This team, if things go their way, nobody is beating them. Nobody.
The media is acting like that a team doesn't change every fucking year, especially when you're in the playoffs every year. You're in 2 Super Bowls and won one already. You don't think your team is going to change? What if this? I never see this many questions on other teams that either choke in the playoffs or just are regular season warriors and can't even get into the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, the one thing I think is amazing with this team that has been one of the biggest negatives / positives has been you bring a new offensive coordinator. It seems like we always, even playing bad offensively, even playing the no look fucking offense all year, you could still make a wild card game. I mean, it's just It's just insane, dude.
It is. I mean, dude, the Eagles, the first 9 weeks were the number 1 seed last year. 2 years ago, when they had the collapse, they were 10-1. I mean, when this team plays bad, they're still a playoff team. They play good, nobody beats them. And everybody just keeps talking about what if this negative thing happens? What if some good things happen? What if things work out our way? Then what? Nobody wants to talk about that. Pumper of Brian, thank you for the super chat. Fellas, I don't know if we can trust Jalen. We've been on pins and needles for his entire tenure. He's got to get it done to prove the doubters 100. Look, I think he's got to win another title because no matter what, people are going to come at him. Even if he wins another title. If let's say Jalen Hurts goes out and throws for 2,800 yards, 25 touchdowns, 5-6 interceptions, and typical Jalen Hurts statistics, and wins. You know what they're going to say? Well, he won, but the team around him was good. Well, dude, the team around any quarterback that wins is good. You don't go to a Super Bowl if you're not good,
Yeah, but I don't know. I think part of it too is everyone's obsessed with QB stats. Everybody obsessed that Hurts has to prove it every single year, but everybody fucking ignores what we've had as coaches the last few years.
Yeah.
This coordinator spot, what we've had. I don't know why there's so many Eagle fans right now that literally completely pass by these coaches, not say a word about it, and go straight to this quarterback has to fucking prove himself. I mean, I'm just tired of it, dude. It's just because AJ's not here. I mean, this is the main reason why he has to prove himself. I mean, it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
No, here's a ridiculous comment. Here's one. I want to remind you both that you guys hated the Mekhi Lemon pick. You hated it, and the kid is going to shine and always going to remind you for the next Trust Howie. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Literally, tell me one negative thing that I said about Mekhi Lemon during that draft pick. Tell me one thing I said. It's no. My reaction to Mekhi Lemon pick had nothing to do with Mekhi Lemon. Literally, if you listen to it, it's we're talking about A.J. Brown trade. Oh my God, the A.J. Brown trade is going to happen. The shock of the pick was that you come to the realization that A.J. Brown's gone. They're going to trade him. So I'll challenge you, since you want to keep bringing it up, to go get, and I challenge you and I call you out, Santo. Go ahead and put a timestamp where I said anything negative during that draft pick about Mekhi Lemon.
No,
Tell me where I said anything negative.
I didn't
literally
think they
nothing.
I didn't think they were going to get a receiver the first round. I didn't think they were going to move up a few spots to the Cowboys, give away their entire fourth round of the draft, which, that middle of the draft is that's an important round because not only can they draft players there, but they can get picks for next year. They gave away fourth round picks are really valuable to Howie Roseman. So I was in shock because it was first round. I figured in the second round they were going to get somebody.
No, I didn't spend any time on Lemon. I had no really opinion either way because, I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time because I never thought the Eagles would draft a receiver. But to me, when they picked him, my only thought went right to A.J. Brown. Oh my God, A.J. Brown's going to get traded. I can't believe we're trading A.J. Brown. That was my thought process. It had nothing to do with Lemon. But when I get these people say, well, you didn't like the Lemon pick, prove it. I've never said anything bad about Mekhi Lemon at all.
But there's so much that goes into a pick, though. It's just it's not even like you're going into a pick and saying, oh, this is a shit pick. It's not a bad pick. It's a surprising pick because it's oh, damn, this AJ thing is actually It's actually going through, and like we're moving on. And like even the Eagles did right by AJ. They could have held on to him. They could have fought, because really, I mean, AJ didn't have any leverage in the whole situation. The Eagles still want to put him in a good situation, which they didn't have to do any of that shit.
No, if you want to accuse me of anything, and if you want to make a fair accusation against me or criticize me, a fair criticism is to say that I was in complete denial about AJ Brown. I think that's fair. You want to say that I was like I was a moron or whatever because I didn't believe it was going to happen. I think that's a fair criticism, but not like a Kyle Lemon pick. That's really not the case. That's just somebody trying to make a judgment on what they think they see and not really know. But you want to criticize me, just say, yeah, you believed that they were going to keep A.J. Brown, you moron. Why did you not believe it? That's fair. I think that's fair.
Well, dude, just think about it. We were like emotionally, we were going through this fucking roller coaster on top of just bad play calling. And then we had an unsatisfied player all year. You know how stressful of a season that is, to the point where I got to that wild card game. And by the time where it was about to end, I was like, just put us out of our misery at this point, because the earlier we are out of the playoffs, the more time we're going to have to maneuver and change a coach or do whatever and fix whatever problems we have to fix. And then we get into the offseason program, and it just continued. So it was really hard to enjoy free agency, because every move you make is going to decide on, is AJ still leaving? It was so stressful.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad it's over.
I didn't want him to. I didn't want him to. I mean, so it's like, you want to criticize me, just criticize me for the right thing. I don't mind that. Blue 6 Delta, member for 55 months, says Jalen Hurts is about to win the regular season MVP champ and another Super Bowl MVP. Also, Devontae Smith career season loading. Put a check on it. I hear you. I like it, man. I'm with you on that. I think they're gonna have big years, man. I do. I really do.
Yeah.
Linda, thank you for the super chat. People didn't understand your emotion when they picked him. The realization of trading AJ came over you. So I definitely understand. I felt the same way. Yeah, it didn't matter if it was Lemon. It didn't matter who the receiver was at that moment. My thought was, we are trading AJ Brown. That was my immediate thought. It was like, I can't believe it. And it took a minute,
Yeah.
But I never said nothing negative about Kyla at all. I wasn't really in a position to make a criticism about him either way, because I didn't spend any time looking at the receivers. You know what I mean? I thought the guy was going to the Rams at like whatever they were picking, like 13. So I didn't bother. Cali Eagles, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. Jihad and Trot are question marks. Our best linebackers are odd men out 2 years in a row. Bond will be a hard loss next year if Jihad and Trot don't show up this year. Also, what is it going to take for Pumper to get on board with Hurts? I don't know. That's a great question for Pumper. Only he can answer. Maybe another title? I don't know. We'll have to ask him. As far as, I mean, I think it's fair to say they've got to prove themselves. But from what I've seen of them so far, I've liked. And I feel good about where we're at with those linebackers.
Yeah, I think we're night and day from what we were like, 7 years ago before that. I mean, I think the development is great. I think Fangio does a really good job. He doesn't leave any position empty, like where there's nothing there. There's a ton of talent. Yeah. It's just on now. Jihad Campbell's is going to miss some time in camp. Other guys are going to get opportunities. So I'm fine with that. Campbell, it's not his fault last year. I mean, it is what it is. N'Kobe came in. They had to move him somewhere. They moved to edge rusher. There were some games where he barely had 5 snaps. Kind of pissed me off, but, there was just nowhere to put him, so.
Yeah. Greg says, you were in denial. Yes, sir. Tiffany says, stop explaining yourself. Okay, I got you. I got you. Freaky Hurts, member for 36 months, says AJ would take a record-breaking season over a Super Bowl.
That's fine.
Yeah. I hear you. I think he would. Greg says, Joey, he agrees with you. Texas Eagle says, no disrespect, by the way, just saying it was obvious at that point 100. I don't know what I guess I missed what was obvious. Do you know what he's talking about?
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. So I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Gotta move on.
He said you all were delusional then because you knew he was getting traded and he was sabotaging. I think it's fair to say I was delusional. I was doing everything I can to rationalize in my head why AJ Brown should stay, why we could work it out. I didn't think he was going to get traded. I'm going to be honest with you. I really thought it was not going to happen. I didn't. Even until that night, that was the first time I actually did. I didn't. I thought it would, for whatever reason, there'd be a lot of talk, but it wouldn't go down.
Yeah.
And that was it. Lucius the Show, thank you for the super chat. The reason people talk about Hurts the way they do is because he was a second-round pick and projected to be a career backup. Yeah, it's true. And also I think Hurts is an easy target because Hurts doesn't stick up Hurts doesn't respond to it. Hurts doesn't say anything. He just goes out and takes care of his business. And they just think they could just keep going at him, you know? So, it is what it is. But thank you for that super chat. Pumper said, thank you for super chat. How is Jalen going to handle this fact that Philly has an athlete now with more aura? LeBron's power is too much for Hurts' fake. Oh, geez. I don't think Jalen Hurts cares anything about that. I don't think he cares at all. 500, how good did it feel when Sills asked whoever thought Cooper would be an all-pro? You probably said me, and that was a drop mic. Yeah, I know. Then it was like, well, but Jalen Hurts this or that. It's going to be interesting, man. I can't wait for camp to start. Can we just talk about the Giants' new head coach? He was in a meeting and kept saying that his New York Football Giants. He kept saying this is the New York Football Giants. He said it 6 times. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything like that.
Yeah, it was like his meeting with the team, and he's like, this is the New York Football Giants. Like, this is the New York. And it was quiet. He said it like almost 5-6 times. I don't know. By the way, Cam Scatteraboo is like, he is the biggest jerk off I've ever. That guy is a fucking loser. He's a fucking loser, that guy.
I saw him do the flip and almost fall.
He hangs around like these really toxic podcasters, and he's just, there's something up with that guy. That guy's got some got some stuff.
I don't know nothing. I don't know much about him, so I just don't know. But anyways, we are an hour and a half in, so we should probably end this right now. I've got to go somewhere by 8. So, anyways, anything you want to talk about in closing?
No, I think that's it. Covered. I mean, we're gonna get ready for camp next week, and it's here, man. We're ready for it. I'm good to go.
Yeah, we are. We definitely are. But let me thank everybody for joining. I'll answer this last comment, and then we'll close it up. I think nationally people are mad at Hurts because he wins championships while other quarterbacks choke. Yeah, I think that's the case. I think people, we've become this stats driven. It's fantasy numbers. It's like, what are your numbers? And it used to be, how many championships do you have? And people don't like that nowadays, I guess. I don't know.
No, that quarterback position is changing. It is changing.
But I think Hurts is going to have a big season, man. I'm telling you, dude. I think he's going to have a monster year. Hurts always responds in off seasons and things like this. I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a big year. But anyways, guys, we want to thank you guys. Did you want to say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
But we're going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on the season premiere. We will be back. We will be doing this every Saturday Plus, of course, the post games and stuff. So we will be back next Saturday, and we'll be a week into camp, man. It's going to have a lot to talk about then, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. Definitely.
Yeah, me too.
Appreciate everybody joining up today.
Absolutely, guys. But you guys have a great, great night. We are going to get you out of here, and we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Peace.
minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott!
Trying to
Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! Trying to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You tried to defend the CeeDee Lamb! You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.